Ladies and gentlemen, Colorado rolls against the Arizona Wildcats. So much, in fact, that I'm making this game recap in the middle of the fourth quarter because this Tennessee Alabama game is too god dang close. But getting into it, we saw some very good play by Shador Sanders. Great stuff from old Travis Hunter doing the things he does. A run game that Colorado decided was non existent last week reappears. And an interesting little storyline about Travis Hunter and him getting pulled out. I think at the third quarter of the game. So we'll take a look at that, see what the update there is. I will let you know they are saying that he's mostly fine. They're just making sure that preventatively, since he plays 7,000 snaps a game, that he gets a little bit of rest. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the recap, talk about this defense, talk about the red zone defense, talk about the Arizona team, their outlook, and just the general stats around this game, man. But I appreciate y'all watching these videos. Hope you enjoy them. If you do, leave a like on the video. If you don't, dislike the video. If you enjoy college football content, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, do all the fun stuff, and let's watch some content along with me. Ladies and gentlemen, did I already say that? Ladies with gentle hands. Colorado rolls in Arizona. I waited until at least the top of the fourth here to go ahead and record this video because this game is all but gone. And it was a really good team win, right? I think this is a not. I think I know this is one of those wins where the defense shows up. It's one of those wins where the offensive play calling opens up a little bit. And I had talked about this. I talked about this in the middle of the week. Hey, what does Colorado need to do to win? What do they need to do? Oh my God, did Shador just threw an interception on 4th and 3? Why are they throwing on 4th and 3, Dion? Why are we throwing on 4th and 3? I don't know. 31-7. Really got to get some momentum swinging. Regardless, if they come back while I'm making this video, it's gonna be crazy. 28 points. But continuing on, I think the biggest thing and the biggest point of contention, the biggest reason why they run this play, one, this Arizona offense is terrible. Fifta, that guy, not only was he just in a HE double hockey stick back there with them Colorado defenders bearing down on him, and that's something I want to say. This defense was flying around, not something that they haven't been doing. I've been very impressed. I feel like this Colorado defense as a squad, as a unit, has only been getting better every single game, so I love to see that. I saw a lot of pressure from a lot of different faces. I saw Fifta or FIFA, I don't know how to say his name, Fifta. I saw him seeing ghosts a lot of times, so that was great to see. But also, Fifta in this Arizona offense is just so one-dimensional. The only person out there that can make anything amazing happen is Terry McMillan, and they couldn't get him the ball. Fifta was 13 for 21, 112. This is a guy who has 119. He has 9 interceptions on the season right now. It's not someone who was taking care of the ball well. So I don't say that to lessen the impact of this team or of this win. I say it to say that the Buffaloes did what they needed to do. This was a middling team with a poor offense, and they came and they showed what an elite offense can do against them. They put up 14 in the first and second quarter. They handled the business. They've been keeping them at bay. And like I said, that's why the defense is the most shocking thing to me. Not the most shocking thing, but I think the thing that stands out the most to me, it's not that they were just playing against a bad offense, but they now at this point, we're in the fourth quarter, and they've haven't allowed a point since the first. It's some really good, effective stuff there. So let's hop into the box score. But before we hop into the box score, I want to compare. Actually, we are hopping. I want to compare this thing. I've been telling you all week. I've been telling you in this video, hey, all Colorado has to do is run the ball. I tried to explain this to y'all. I think some of y'all are new to watching football, and that's fine. I hate to sound condescending. I'm really good at sounding condescending, but I'm deadly serious when I say that's fine, dog, if you're new to football. But no, at the core of the game, you need to be able to keep the ball. It's not about, running versus passing and scoring points. That's not what it's about. It's about time of possession and controlling the game, okay? Football is about clock management, the game of inches, the game of time. I think it's a game of time. Everything's timing. How much time do I have left? What can I do to stop the clock? How much can I turn this 15 minutes into 3 hours that I can stretch out? You know what I'm saying? And when you steal a team's time like Colorado has, and this is a common thing I'm going to keep telling you about, then as another team, you cannot then respond. That's why I'm making this video with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter when they're down. How much? How many points is that? That's 7. That's 6. They're down 24 points, so they're down 4 possessions. Right? They're down 4 possessions in the fourth quarter. even if everything goes perfect and everything I'm talking about, they would have to throw a pick six, then they would have to onside it, then they would, if everything goes perfect, there would still be enough time for Shedeur Sanders to possibly score a touchdown. And from what I've seen in this offense, they've had 3 other quarters to score, and they amounted with 7. I can guess that they would do 7, maybe 14 in this fourth quarter, right? And they're losing. And that, I just go to say when you get the ball out of people's hands, right? Go watch last year's games. Go watch Colorado's last year's games. Go watch the Stanford game. Go watch the Arizona State game. All those late comebacks that they allow to happen. It's because they can score explosively. They can generate points, yeah. But can you put a drive together? Can you choose some clock? Can you control the time in the best way? And that's what they were able to do. And when I say this, just between running backs, you have 14. That's 21 carries. Take away Shedeur's carries, take away his yards, 93 yards. Not an impressive day on the ground, but I think pretty good and pretty consistent compared to negative 29 yards. And again, we'll take Shedeur Sanders' yards out. 10 carries, 22 yards. 10 carries. You doubled the times you handed the ball off, and the game's not over yet. Mind you, they're in the fourth quarter. They get the ball back. Theoretically, if you play good football, you would start handing the ball off now in the fourth quarter. But they were throwing it on 4th and 2, and Shedeur threw an interception for some reason. So I don't know what they got cooking on. They need that's a whole nother video. Colorado needs to learn how to manage a game. That's what it is. That's my problem. Colorado, no one can ever say Colorado is a bad team anymore. You can't. If you're watching it, it's a talented team. It reminds me of maybe Florida now, but Florida of the last 10-ish years, Miami maybe, but mostly Florida. And if you've been watching Florida, you know that they have had not a shortage of talent in Florida. They've been pumping out NFL players in Florida for the last decade. No problem. No issue. No problem. I mean, I can't say no problem twice. But I mean, how many, you know what I'm saying, national champions they won in the last 10 years? How many times have they been really relevant in the last 10 years? The Florida team. I don't know. Immense talent. Great things that you can see, but it doesn't relate to anything because that program is not together. And I think it's the same thing with Colorado in a different way, in a different flavor. But these are some clearly talented players. Shedeur Sanders is a remarkable. Why are we throwing on 4th and 3 to a team that has nothing to lose up 31-7? I'm not sure. I don't know that in North Dakota State why y'all were throwing with 2 minutes left in the game and allowed North Dakota State to get a Hail Mary down to the 3-yard line. I have no idea. But I do know that we can look at one positive thing, and is that they decided that they are going to run the ball again. Shout out to Colorado for doing that. You took down a pretty mediocre a team when we talk about it in general. This is definitely one of those teams where I'm fine with y'all coming in the comments and saying, this is just Arizona. It's just this team. I want to see them embrace a real team. What I do like to see is the fact that they did really put their a foot down their throats a little bit here. They really did put some points on the board. I think it's very important, for a demanding team or a team that's going to be among the ranks and wants to ideally, I mean, I don't really have much of a chance, but ideally wants to compete in the playoffs to be able to show the people, hey, when we go against those teams that we're supposed to beat, we beat the brakes off of them, right? We beat them handily, and we handle what we need to do. So let's go in, just wrap it up. We're going to just review a little more of these stats and then park it there. Sorry, my headphones all acting up. So check it out. Shedeur Sanders, 23 for 32 at the moment. Again, there's 8 left in the fourth quarter as I'm recording this. 7.8 average, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 1 interception was a bad interception. The other interception on 4th and 3 while I was recording this video. So I'm going to go look at that. I'm assuming that there is no situation where up 31-7 anybody should be throwing interceptions on a 4th and 2. So that's what's kind of confusing me mostly. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Isaiah Augustive, who seems to be the guy when it comes to that running back room, him and Welch, the true freshman. Dallan Hayden, he just injuries and not getting the carries as much consistently. But obviously we see him as the number 2 Let's call carrier, 3.8 average here, 5.8 average here. Good stuff there. We're going to Arizona. Mr. 50, 16 for 28, 138, 5.5 average in a tutter. He took care of the ball a little bit better, so that's good to see. I think he fumbled. Yeah, that's the only thing, dog. Other than that, took care of the ball through the air, so that's something. The rushing side of things, 11 and 12, similar to what's it called over here. So yeah, similar amount of carries, just not as effective, not as efficient from the Arizona side. And like I talked about, when I'm watching this Arizona team, it's the offense specifically. I'm just like, ugh. And I know they got shredded up, but let's be honest with you. Colorado can shred up a lot of defense. Colorado, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Jamie Horn, like them boys can shred up a lot of defenses. Now, the buck stops at Colorado's defense because of how talented their offense is. Because if they can't produce games like they just showed that they can do, buy some time and do some stuff like they did, and really get off the field, it could be harder than that. But going in a little deeper here, we already talked about that was last week. Just saying here, look at the team stats. Third down is 9 for 15 to Arizona's 13 for 11. You know what that do and how that do it. 1 for 2 on fourth downs, 346 total yards to 219, 250 yards to 138, 96 to 81. Like we looked at, time of possession. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now this doesn't really matter because they literally just had the ball and the game's not over. So and there's still 7 minutes left. But technically, Arizona had a pretty even what's it called, time of possession, and that's something to point out because I was kind of preaching about time of possession. But when you're so explosive like Colorado, it's hard to have time of possession. I believe they're one of the worst ranked in time of possession. Well, you go back and watch my other videos. I kind of talked about that as well. But hopping in here, let's kind of talk about this situation. And I'm gonna lay these up on this. These are so cool. I love seeing these, like the videos from people like at the stadium. So breaking. Oh my, just some yitties. There are some yitties on the screen, dog. Those are some. Golly, let me get up out of here. I was not expecting that. All right, back to the more important thing. Reading off some of these opinions. Arizona's offensive line is literally holding on dear life against Colorado's pass rush. And again, like I pointed out, very, very good to see that Colorado pass rush was getting home very effectively. They were in Fifth's face, and it was amazing. So 2 things can be true. Mr. Matt Schubert says Arizona is not good. And 2, this is a very impressive showing for Colorado, perhaps even better than what the Buffs did at UCF. And I have to second that because this was a game, like the game was over at halftime. Like when they went up 28, when we talk about momentum and different things in the game, that UCF game, if I'm remembering correctly, it was still like I think 2 possessions ish away. So like there was still a game coming in the second half. The only reason why Colorado didn't score more points is just simply because I think they're taking their foot off the gas. I just don't think they have the same level of urgency. They know they're winning this game, and this Arizona team is just not. It just has no life. Like whenever. I feel like you have to be able to put pressure on the offense as an Arizona offense, and they're not doing that to Colorado. There's nothing that makes Colorado think, oh, we have to score. Again, I'm sure that the coaches are drawing plays that would do that. But I'm saying when we talk about the emotions and the momentum of a game, there's nothing that Arizona team is doing. They're like, yeah, I don't think we need to score any more points, dog. Like the defense goes out there, throws 5'11" around. He can scoot now. Could go back to the box score. He's scooted for a good bit of yards here. I think is he the leading rusher? 12 for 24, but a lot of sacks in there. But he was scooting now. He did some scoot. Oh, what are they doing? What's happening here? Oh, they just punted it back. Okay, just making sure I don't get embarrassed while I'm recording this video, and then they automatically went out of nowhere. But yeah, those are some cool things. Speaking about this Travis Hunter situation, again, a situation where this is a guy who takes on, over hundreds of snaps a game. They say they have taken him out the game for preventative reasons, right? So there he is popping off, walking off the stage, not the stage, but walking up out of there, no problems there. He's just getting up out of there. They're away. Get him out, what I'm saying? Don't risk the shoulder anymore. But that was good. And I love all the people like freaking out about it too. So, don't be one of those guys. Don't act like it is what it is. I think this is smart. I think it's great. Even though Shedeur Sanders for some reason is throwing passes on 4th and 2, I think all the starters should be done at this point in Arizona. Like let's just get them out. Let's get everybody rested up. Y'all got some Big 12 Big 12 teams to go against. And speaking of, let me take a peek at Colorado's what's it called? Who they got next? Now that we have we sat here, I think after this Nebraska and Colorado State game, and we looked at their schedule and we're like, UCF might be a loss. At least me, I was like, Kansas State could be a loss, which they did lose. I was like, Arizona could be a loss because of how potent they are, but they could win Cincinnati and Texas Tech. To be honest with you, these two games might be their hardest games. Cincinnati's coming off a really good win against Oklahoma State, I believe, last week. But they're coming off a big win, and then Texas Tech is looking decent against Baylor right now. Even though if they limp into this game, it could be a little bit of particular. They're gonna roll Utah. Kansas doesn't seem to be a problem, and I don't know what Oklahoma State is. I have no idea. They played great against BYU, even though they lost. So just keep an eye out for that. It is so advantageous that Colorado does not have to go play BYU because them boys is scary. But that's it for this video, man. It was great watching Arizona, Colorado. I'm going to finish up this Alabama-Texas game, get that recorded, get that up. But I'll see y'all next time. Leave a like on this if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, bells, icons, all that. Comment the record of Colorado and Arizona's team for the rest of the season. See you, man.